Alpha males are back, back, boy is back, and the alpha males are back.
Just as delicious as you can imagine.
The alpha males are back, boy is back, and the alpha males are back.
Just wanna degrade the white man.
Alpha.
All right, welcome back.
We're back. Finally, another hiatus.
Last show of 2020. Well, we had our 50th episode. Thank you to August.
That was great.
That was great.
Lots of great reviews. My mum thinks he's a madman.
Well, she would be accurate.
Yeah.
that is accurate. Well, that was our 50th episode. And then we had been on, well, gosh, it was my last week of work. Last week at my real job.
You're slaving
so
away.
A lot of stuff to do. We had a few going away parties. We had our JGC event, right? I think.
Yeah, that was great.
Right after that.
Yeah, so we had our end of year awards.
Yeah, that was really good. It was really fun. You know how these things get a little sloppy. Yeah, man. So anyway, I was a bit wounded, shall we say?
I've had a lot of hangovers this last couple of weeks.
Yeah, I concur. So that's what's been going on. So that's why we missed last week, and then this week,
Christmas.
obviously, Christmas. Shout out, Merry Christmas, everybody. This is our last episode of 2020. Last episode of 2020. Last Christmas of 2020.
Yeah.
So we've been busy.
There's only one Christmas in 2020, but anyway.
Yeah, that's right. Well, actually, technically, it's not. It depends on where you are, because you could be like in Australia, like say you in California, and you fly back to Japan. You can get 2 Christmases on.
Oh,
if you really want to double dip like that.
They did that for
New Year's or something like that.
New Year's 2000. They did it was the Concorde from London to New York. So they I think it was London to New York. They celebrated New Year's first in London, jumped on the plane, flew a Concorde because it takes like 3-4 hours, and I think New York's 5 hours behind or 6 hours behind. And then got off the plane there and then celebrated in Times Square at the same time. I think that's right. That's
pretty cool.
Yeah. I think that was the year 2000.
That sounds like something you would do in the year 2000.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that ain't 2020. I don't know. 2020. I'm just happy to be alive, man. Just happy that this is almost over, man. It's been a tumultuous year. Full of a lot of surprises.
It started off here in Indonesia, where I woke up and
was hungover.
Hungover, but
of
to see Kamang was completely flooded, and like Eastern Promise was just full of fucking water everywhere, and that was the start. There was like power outages all over the South Jakarta.
I remember that night. It rained for like 4 hours.
Yeah, it just fucked it down, and I remember getting a message on my phone in the morning, because I live right, like my old apartment. You could look right down to Eastern Promise on that road. And they go, I heard it's flooded in Kamang. I was like, it's not flooded in Kamang. So I just kind of dozed back off to sleep, and then got another message, and it said Kamang's flooded. You all right? I'm going, it's fine. And I look at, holy shit, just brown water, and you could see there was I took a picture from my balcony. I was on the 30th floor, and you could see the roof of what I found out to be, it was a Land Rover Discovery. And it was all the way up to the top. You could only just see the top part of the roof. So that just someone must have just parked it, got out, and just left it because they had nowhere to go.
That's got to be devastating.
Yeah, well, that car's fucked. That's it.
Yeah, that's so, because you can't. I mean, flood damage as well. You can kind of restore a car after it's been on fire, but after it's been flooded, man, you got to throw the whole car away, man. It's basically garbage after that, which is unfortunate for them.
Yeah. So. Yeah, that was fucked up. And then we thought, wow, what a way to start the year. And then here we are.
Yeah, that's right. I forgot about that.
12 months later.
12 months later, man. It's been flooded, but with other stuff, man. Other crises. Yeah, man. So this has been a terrible year. Well, I won't say it's been terrible. It's been good for some people. I'm saying it's good from the perspective of we're still here. We're still alive.
Mm-hmm.
Some
still
people
got our libations.
Still got our libations. Some people, they ain't got that. They ain't got no beer. They ain't got no cigarettes. They ain't got nothing. Ain't got nothing, man. So it could be a whole lot worse.
Definitely,
because we got beer, and I'm giving up them cigarettes. I done gave up that narcotic.
Good man.
My second day in a row.
Second day.
Second day.
Well, you almost gave up your wallet as well when you
were on the way here. Almost did.
Jesus,
Lord, it's been 2 close calls. I almost lost my phone on Friday night. Luckily, the driver was honest enough to bring it back. And then here this afternoon when I'm coming to meet with Giles, I left I didn't leave my wallet. What had happened was I'd taken my wallet out to pay the toll, not the toll, to get in and out of my apartment. I got to pay 4,000 rupiah just to get in and out.
Up.
Yeah.
Really?
So anyway, I pulled out my wallet to give him the cash. Luckily, he was there in a short enough time and we still had the free parking on. And then it was dark enough in the car where I didn't see that I set my wallet down.
Uh-oh.
And I did one of those eye sweeps, like, I don't see nothing. And the wallet, you see is dark blue.
Yeah,
and
you're not
when
going to
it's
see
dark,
shit.
right? I didn't even see it. So anyway,
That
so
being
that just
said.
happened. Yeah, that just happened. So I mean, it's a fitting way to end the year for me. But at least I'm getting stuff back this time.
Yeah, right. Things are coming back.
Usually I don't get so lucky. I'm never so lucky. So I'm gonna definitely knock on that wood. You know what I'm saying? Thank God.
Christmas, I mean, leading up to Christmas, it was like, so I had gone with Luke, one of our three fans.
Yes.
We went to
And a contributor to the show.
Yeah.
And a show contributor.
We went to an indoor driving range with like a simulation on, I think it's, I don't know what the days are, but the 23rd, whatever day that was.
23rd was a Wednesday.
Was it?
Yeah.
Okay, Wednesday. So we went there, and it's a golf simulator where you can play around for 150,000, and you hit into. They have all these sensors where they can pick up your swing speed, the ball speed, club face, the angle of what the club's coming in, all that stuff, and it's pretty accurate.
It's your first time playing screen golf? Koreans been doing this for years.
Yeah, Koreans love that shit. It's Korean. It's all in Korean.
Oh
I
yeah,
think.
of course.
So yeah, is it Korean or maybe Japanese?
No,
Anyway,
it's both. Well, both of them.
both of them love it.
Yeah.
And we were playing that, and then we were like, oh, should we have a couple beers? We ordered some beers. Then we played another 9, and then one of our friends said, right, I finish your work, bottles on me, down at EP.
Like hearing that.
And I said, I'm not going because I've got to get up because this was like
what your mouth said.
Yeah, this was like at 4:00 in the afternoon. And I said, I'm not going. I'm getting up early to play this Christmas Eve golf event where I'd have to get up at 5 a.m. and then drive at 6 a.m. to this golf course to make my tea time. I said, I'm not going. Then you heard you fucking puss.
Yeah, you hear it. You hear it. Mm-hmm.
So I messaged that guy and I said, all right, I'm going to come down for a couple, but my curfew, I turn into a pumpkin at 9 p.m.
Yeah, okay.
And he was like, yeah, okay. And then, cut a long story short, I wake up in the morning, I look at my phone, alarm's gone off at 4:20 something or 5 o'clock, whatever it was. I look at my camera roll, and there's me at 12 a.m. playing pool with a drink, vodka and soda. And I just felt awful. And I got to the golf course just stinking. And the guy I played with, he was like, Jesus, how much you drink last night? You fucking reek of booze.
Oh, I hope it wasn't one of your clients you were trying to impress.
Possibly, yeah.
Possibly.
So, but we had some good fun on that day, and that was Christmas Eve. And then, we were going to record because I said to you, let's record because I'm playing early, so I'll be back.
Yeah, that's what your mouth said.
I'll be back at 2. This fucking thing. So they had this promotion. It took 6 hours. I don't know if you've ever played a round of golf, but no golf should take 6 hours to play. Even the pros play quicker than that. Mm-hmm. It was just ridiculous. And I get it. Yeah, there was a big promotion and it was a holiday. So the course was just bum rush. But then that's all about course management. The managers of the course should control the amount of people on the course. But of course, they can only get a certain amount of people on the course to get the money. So if you're paying 550,000 rupiah per person and it's a promo, you want to get as many people on the course as you can. But then it just clogged it up. It was 6 hours and it's walking. And in that sun, it was like 34, 36 degrees. It was just horrid. I finished around. The guy actually, he actually picked me up because I said I can't drive tomorrow. So he said he'll pick me up. He had to leave because he was doing a staycation at the Shangri-La. So we literally just grabbed our stuff, jumped in his car and drove back. I got home and I was just absolutely beat. I was just fucked. I just put the AC on max, lay on the sofa, just sweating, trying to get as much water in because I was so dehydrated. I had that dehydration headache.
Oh, gosh, those are horrible.
It was awful. And then we went to bed at about 8:30 that night and just...
Yeah, of course you did. Well, being out there in that sun, man, that sun just drains you, man.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That just standing out there hours and hours on it at a time, man, that heat is just beating you down. I figured you wasn't going to be worth two dead flies smashed together when you got back.
Yeah, it was tough. I mean, I could have, but I was just like, fuck this. If Corey messages me, then okay, let's do it.
I already knew you wasn't.
So,
I already knew it.
yeah, then you messaged me the next day saying, what happened to you yesterday? I was like, I don't want to talk about it. But it was that heat, but there was a lot of wind that day, so you kind of like get that kind of
The
coolness
breeze,
off.
yeah.
But then as soon as you're in a behind some trees where it's just the heat, it just hits you like a sauna, and it was just disgusting.
Yeah, buddy, man. I'm glad you know I don't do no golfing at all, man. I find a better way to waste my time.
Well,
than
normally,
that.
like a nice round should take 3.5 to 4 hours. Okay, you're walking, but then buggies don't really, unless your buggies you can drive up to where
you
your
talking
ball
about the
is.
go-karts?
The carts,
Okay.
yeah. If you can drive your car up to where your ball is and play, or close to it and play, then it can cut down the time. But most of these clubs now, they say that you have to only drive on the cart path, and then you stop, and then you have to walk down to your ball. So at that time, it takes the same amount of time as walking. Like I do it when I play with Tim. We go early, and we're done in 3 hours. If there's no traffic, there's no one in front of us. We're done.
And it was a weekday game too, right? So
Yeah.
usually from what I do know, usually people people prefer to play on the weekends, right? So if you go during the week, not only is the price lower, but there are fewer people on the course.
Yeah.
So, yeah, usually, but this was a special event, right? Some kind of tournament or whatever.
I mean, it was good fun. It was good fun because we had some great moments. I hit one of the guys I played with, Simon. He's a big hitter off the tee, and like we were always bouncing around the longest drive. And then on one of the holes, he hit a really good one, and then I just unleashed one, and it went like 325 meters, which I don't know what that is in yards, but it's pretty big. It was a par 5, and all I had was like a little 9-iron into the green. Normally you'd take 3 shots to get on a par 5. And then I fucking 3-putted, and they're all laughing at me, and I was like, you low down good
3-putt is good, right?
No, 3-putt is bad.
I don't.
It took me 2 shots to cover.
2 extra shots to cover.
It took me 2 shots to reach the green, which is 450 odd meters. But then it took me 3 putts from 20 feet away to get it in the hole.
Okay.
It was
okay. So the hole is it's a par 5 course. I mean, a par 5 hole.
Yeah, so you're supposed
Par
to hit
5 hole. You got 5 shots to knock the ball in.
in par, yeah.
On that one.
Yeah, so I was on in 2. So I was putting for an eagle, missed that, and then missed the birdie putt, and then tapped in the par putt. And they all laughed. And then the other guy, Aldi, he putted in from like 30 feet, canned it for a birdie, and won the hole. And I was like, you fucking, I was just fuming. And that was my 9th hole, which is the 18th on Chenkarang. That was my 9th hole because we played the back 9 first. And I was just fuming. I was like, I just want to get this over with. And what was really annoying is that I'm a very different golfer to like the guys I played with. They're all very methodical. They go through their set routines every shot, and it takes forever. And it's just like, come on. And when I'm in a bad mood, I just want to get it over and done with. Just let's play. But that was my Christmas Eve. Didn't do much.
Well, on TV, whenever I do watch PG, very rarely, but I always see it's like, I don't see the guys hitting like back to back to back. You see one guy setting up for his shot and another guy maybe on another hole.
Yeah, you wait. Yeah, you wait for everyone. It's just that it takes a long time. It seemed to take a long time. It's just that it's not what I like. Like the guys I normally play with aren't slow players, but these seem to be slow. But they're good players.
They're good though.
So they have golf is very repetitive. So you go through the motions. So you always do your same setup, your same routine at every shot. So these guys now, they're never going to change. This is how they play. So next time, sorry guys, I don't think I'll be asking to play with you.
Well, you know what? We have succeeded. We have succeeded in putting all 4 of our female listeners, of our female ladies to sleep, and even myself. So that's big up to.
All right.
I had no clue what you're talking about.
Then it was Christmas Day.
Oh yeah, Christmas Day. Well, Christmas Day I didn't do nothing. Well, I can't say I didn't do anything. I went over to Luke's house.
Yeah.
Once again, contributed to the show. We had some beers. Some friends came over. Big John, Big James, Daywee, and Cal, obviously, and it was just John had his friend there. I forget his name.
Yeah, his housemate.
White guy. I forgot his name, but
They got the barbecue out. You must have left because they got the barbecue out.
No, they got the barbecue out way later. But
Yeah.
I mean, when you say barbecue,
So when you just a preference is just to set it up. Like you brought some really nice sausages over,
I
and you were going to
did.
be like, let's
I
chuck
did.
this on the grill.
And
Cook
it
them shits
never
up.
got to that part, right? Because he cooked his burgers first, and he, you know, it ain't my house, so I can't be dictating what you're gonna do on your grill. You know what I'm saying? So I had to, like, you could have cooked them burgers on the stove. That's my.
Well, you barbecue burgers, you barbecue sausages.
Yeah, see, black folks, we got a different concept of barbecuing, man. We really go all out, man. We get, you know, we have them slabs of ribs, and you start preferably, you start prepping that meat. You know, you're gonna have a proper barbecue. You start prepping the meat 2 or 3 days before, because you got to. I'm freaking you and tenderize it. Some people like to. My dad, I don't know why. He likes to put Coca-Cola on his meat. He thinks it makes it tender, but
There's definitely Coca-Cola. You have Coca-Cola, a chicken, beer can chicken.
I like beer can chicken. I don't like my meat seasoning. I don't like it tenderized in Coca-Cola. I would because I don't like the sweetness.
Just,
I don't like the sweetness or the syrup.
I don't fuck with my meat. I just if I'm on a unless it's cheap meat, but if it's just a normal steak, it's just salt and pepper, olive oil, chuck it on, maybe some garlic.
You might want to marinate. What do I say? Marinate.
Marinate.
You want to marinate that. You want to make sure that meat is nice and tender. Especially, I mean, I'm talking about ribs or proper like lamb shank or something like that. Something
I'll be
with some
getting my
bones
baby
and-
back ribs in a couple days.
Yeah, something like baby back. Where are you getting baby back ribs from?
Going to Bali.
Oh man,
Just fly that.
I thought
push
you was
it
talking
under.
about man. Anyway,
I'll send you a postcard.
Yeah, man, baby back ribs is real hard to come by in this country. Well, if you do, they're
You can get
expensive,
them.
man.
They are
expensive.
Maybe I just
in
get
Jakarta.
normal pork ribs. I should take you to the.
Jesus.
Where is it? What's it called?
Mama Rosie's.
No, it's gonna piss me off now. Anyway, there's a place that's open in Bali. That's also one in Serpong. They have one.
I heard about it. It's called like gosh, it's gonna bother me. I remember the name. There's one here. There's a branch out here, but I don't think they serve pork. They don't serve pork at this one here.
Oh well.
I remember the name, but I know what you're talking about. Anyway, so then we went on to not Thursday, Saturday, yesterday, and you did a little.
I didn't even tell you about my Hog Wild. It's called.
Yeah, Hog Wild.
I didn't even tell you about my Christmas Day.
Well, hurry
So-
up, man. We waiting for you to spill it.
Well, you moved on to Boxing Day. Anyway, so Christmas Day, I got up early and I went and saw my son. Gave him his presents and he was all happy. And then my mum, shout out to mum, she gave me she sent some money over for all of us to spend. And she says, I want you to take Jack to the mall and I want him to buy whatever he wants.
Okay.
So he was like, I want ice cream. I want this. I'm like, can I get some?
ice
No, it's
cream.
my money. But we didn't get any ice cream because we just had Christmas lunch. So he was buying all these toys, and I said, which ones do you want? Because you've gone over your budget. He went, budget? You said I can have whatever I want. I was like, with a budget, son. And he was like, well, which ones then? I said, well, these ones. These are what roughly adds up to what your total is. But you can mix and match and have like 5 smaller ones, or 3 big toys because the big toys were costing more. And he's like, oh, can't I just have all of them? And I said, well,
So here, this is how you gonna do
where's
this.
your money?
This is how you do this.
My car's dirty.
Daddy's gonna buy this. You tell Mama's new uncle that you got. Tell him what you want.
Yeah. So anyway, he went for the 3 big toys, which cost a fucking fortune. It's like 1.8 million.
Oh, ain't no way my dad would have done nothing like. Well, my dad, he wasn't that mean all the time. But if he bought something that large, it was for all of us because there was 5 kids in my family, right? So if we bought a toy that large or a bike or something, oh no, y'all, that's for everybody. That's the family bike or that's the family Nintendo. It ain't no one body's.
Mum just wanted to spoil him because bless her, she should have been over here. She had to cancel her tickets.
She had the Rona. I mean, she didn't have the Coronas, but due to the circumstances.
Yeah, she couldn't fly. And now Britons have been banned from Indonesia because of this new super strain they have. Highly contagious.
America's been banned. Britain's banned.
So then when I went to pay for this thing, the cashier said, would you like to buy Pokemon cards for 5 rupiah? I was going, what are you talking about? You get a pack of 5 for 5 rupiah. I said,
That don't
5?
sound
That's
right.
that. I said, what? And she went, yeah, watch. And she rung it up and it said 5 rupiah. And I went, okay, give me them. I said, any more? Any more? And she went, okay, more. And then I said, let's keep this going. Let's see how many cards we can get because they're collectors. But it's the Matahari dan Bulan, the Sun and Moon Indonesian version only
of the Pokemons.
Indonesian version only. So I said I got up to 6 5-packs, so 30 rupiah, which doesn't even register as anything. And I kept on that. I said, "Can I go more? I mean, how far do you go? I'll buy all of them if you have them." They said, "Because I think it's just a promo." No, we want to give it to other people. I was like, "I'll buy them all." You're obviously
greedy Brits. Look at that.
You're obviously doing it. You're obviously doing it to get rid of them. So then I went online and when I got back and I was looking on Tokopedia, looking at rare cards, how much are they worth? Some of these cards, they're like 1 million rupiah, 450,000 rupiah for a special card. So I thought, ooh. So I kept them. Sorry, Jack. I kept them. He doesn't like Pokemon. I kept them and I opened them up yesterday. And you get like shinies, which are the ones that you get like one shiny if you're lucky in a pack. And I opened up some of these shits and I got like 8 shinies. And I was looking at some of the values. One of them's 450,000 rupiah.
Really?
One of them's 150,000. Then the rest are like 50 to 20,000 rupiah.
But you paid like nothing cents for them.
Yeah, so 30 rupiah into dollars is 0.0021 cents.
Less than a quarter.
$0.0021. So, what?
2 cents? Maybe 2 cents?
A fifth of a cent.
A fifth of a gosh.
A fifth of a cent.
Goodness.
So, and now if I say it was about 600,000 worth, if I just sold them all for 600,000, I mean, the multiples of that is ridiculous. It's like 30 divided, 60,000 divided by 30 is a lot.
Are you trying to put us on your new retirement plan? Instead of going Bitcoin, Giles is going to be buying these Pokemon cards.
It's a 20,000.
Which store
increase.
was this at? I'm going to have to hit them up before you get there.
I don't know what store it is, but it's in it was in Aeon Mall in BSD. There's one toy shop on 2F.
And while we playing, I mean, seriously, I knew guys who used to collect baseball cards and all that kind of stuff like back in the days,
now.
right? And they were collecting when nobody, like, it wasn't a big, I mean, it wasn't like an in thing. It was a very like niche, it was a very niche kind of hobby. They had some collector stores. If you're lucky, you have maybe 1 or 2 in your town.
Yeah.
You had a big city, maybe a couple of more. And it was just like there was a small community of collectors, and they'd go to these conventions and whatnot, and it'd just be like a real closed community of people who were in the know about these things, like collectible items, about toys and stuff like that. So I knew a guy who used to be collecting baseball cards. He used to have thousands and tens and thousands of them. Do you know one that, well, because he had been collecting them for so long, he kept each one in pristine condition. He would never let it hit the air.
Right.
So it would go from plastic right into the plastic. As soon as it opened, it went right into the plastics.
That's what I did with these Pokemon. I bought these sleeves.
Yeah,
put them in.
That's what you put them in, right? Put them in the sleeves.
Yeah.
And then if they're really rare, you put them in those like double back glass cases kind of thing.
Yeah.
And he did this for years and years and years and years. And he had hundreds and thousands of baseball cards. And some of them obviously not as valuable as other ones. But those rare cards that he had, he was able to sell all of them cards. And if I'm not mistaken, he used that money to buy a house outright.
I bet.
Like $400,000, $500,000 he paid for his house.
That's
or I think it's part of business or something like that.
What do you think is the most expensive baseball card? How much?
Most expensive baseball card would be something like super old. I would say something like a Mickey Mantle. Hold on, 5 minutes of sports talk. Well, we already got Giles 5.
No, because it's fine. Yeah, go on.
But it's also about money.
Yeah, money.
Probably better than buying Bitcoin, to be honest. At least you get something in your hand.
Exactly.
I would say the oldest, most rare. I won't say the oldest.
How much do you think?
If you find like a Mickey Mantle or something like that, somebody of that generation,
yeah,
you probably have to pay $1 million, $2 million for.
So
I mean,
in 2018, a 1952 Topps Mickey Mantle card.
Wow, look at that.
Sold for $2.88 million.
Look at that. I didn't even know. Shout out to me.
Yeah, that was second.
Shout out to me. Oh, that was second.
That was second.
Damn.
Number 1 is a 1909 T206 Honus Wagner.
Oh, I have never heard of
Pittsburgh
this guy.
sold in 2016 for $3.12 million. But third was another Mickey Mantle card, a 1951 Bowman Mickey Mantle card, sold for $750,000.
Shout out to me for. I don't watch baseball
You think
at all.
Babe Ruth?
Nah,
his
he's too
one,
old.
717,000.
Mickey Mantle is too old. I mean, excuse me. Babe Ruth he wasn't playing.
The other
when
one
they
was
were doing
909 though.
No, but Mickey Mantle was around like in the 50s and the 40s, 50s, around that, like the glory days, like where baseball was actually like the number one sport in America.
Yeah.
Because during Babe Ruth's
Definitely
era,
now.
it was boxing. Boxing was like the number one sport in the world. In the world at one point, but now.
There's an interesting card, Sherry McGee, sold for 660 because they spelt his name wrong.
Wow. But yeah, man. So listen, are you guys looking to invest in all these Bitcoins and what do you call them? Cryptocurrencies, baseball cards, Pokemon cards. You better start stocking up on your what you call them shits? Like your action figure game, and get your action figure, get them Transformer collectibles on, man. You never know, man, because the way it looks now, nobody have the money to retire unless you got some money right now. So anyway, we are going to take a quick break, and then we're going to talk about what happened on Boxing Day. So listen, don't go anywhere.
Finish my my Christmas.
We'll come back to that too. We'll come back to that because Giles is all aggrieved that he hasn't finished his Christmas story. So we're going to come back. We're going to talk about whatever Giles did, and
It's nothing spectacular. It's just it's what most people did. Just ate a lot of food.
so you guys could just fast forward the next 15 minutes, and we'll probably be done with whatever.
ate a lot of food, drank a lot of beer and wine, and then fell asleep.
There it is.
There
Just
we go.
gave the
Done.
summary. There we go. So we'll be back with more Black and the Brit. Stay tuned. All right.
We're back.
We are back.
So we're still on the rundown of Christmas. So the big one was yesterday. One of our friends,
Shout out to
Darren,
the cripple.
aka the Cripple. Now we call him the Cripple because when he joined the JGC, he had, and this was like 6-7 years ago, he had dislocated his hip and he was in crutches. And so, like with anyone, if they have any kind of thing, we kind of poke fun at it, and that's kind of like your name. And so we called him the Cripple. 6-7 years. That was on his second hip. Second time he busted his hip. Now he's on his fourth hip, fourth dislocation, and it was his 50th birthday yesterday. So shout out to him.
Shout out for the 50th birthday, not the fourth hip though. The fourth hip we can do without that.
Yeah. So we had this big, well, not very big party. It was just friends. His
That shit
friends.
was kind of big, man.
Yeah.
It was kind of big.
But I was just trying to say because of the COVID restrictions.
Oh yeah, I mean,
So,
no, it wasn't that many
allegedly.
people.
Yeah.
It wasn't that many people. Yeah, that's
Well,
right.
everyone was
I forgot.
social distancing.
That's right.
So he put on some drinks at Eastern Promise in the sports bar, and then people came up and we had some great fun, and we bought him a load of gifts. So to go with the theme of him being the cripple, he was given a skipping rope,
A hula hoop,
hula hoop,
and
a snorkel and mask.
I didn't get that one.
I just guess because you're just going snorkeling. I don't know.
'Cause I'm like, you can swim even with a bad hip, right?
Yeah.
You can swim with a bad hip.
Well, he's only got one leg, so he'll go around in a circle.
Oh goodness.
So
Giles was also getting his stand up on, man. Giles had a few jokes. I thought that a couple of them landed. Shout out to Giles.
thank you.
A couple of them landed.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of which one you said. Something about well, that was pretty funny. I thought because everybody was gonna say, well, excuse me, the people in the back were saying crip, crip, hooray. The Giles is saying hip, hip, hooray, and he pointed to the hip. Anyway, I didn't get why I was like hip, hip. That's so corny. But ding, my light went off.
Yeah.
I got it. Aha!
So we had a good old drinking session until the time it had to close because apparently COVID is around Christmas time at 7 p.m. So you got to close at that time.
That's right.
After 7.
Nothing but I ain't gonna get into that.
Today's 9 o'clock though, so I think COVID's having a bit of a rest after Boxing Day.
Bit of a reprieve for COVID. Giving
And that was
everybody
it.
the day off.
And then yesterday, so I'm flying to Bali on the 29th, and you have to get a PCR test to go there within 7 days of your flight. Mm-hmm. So AirAsia said that you can get a PCR test done at one of their recommended clinics for only 700,000.
I'm sure it's the same one, right? The Medica,
Medica,
yeah. I know.
So it's like 30-minute drive from here. So we jump in my car and we're driving there, thinking, right, we'll go get that done, and then we've got to be at the party for 3:00. We get there, drive there, and go, what the fuck is this place? And it is just wall to wall filled with people just all queuing up for this PCR test. So I'm like, I ain't waiting 3 hours here, because the only way you can wait out is outside under a tin roof in the heat.
I thought they let you do the car drive-through thing.
No, not there.
Oh, okay.
So, because I thought, well, I'd rather drive there and spend 700,000 than go to the drive-through and spend 900,000. I was trying to save 400,000 for the two of us. And then we ended up just drive all the way back and went to the drive-through place. Anyway, we went there, queued up, and they said, "Oh, you have to register first." So we said, "Well, can we register today?" They said, "No, you have to make an appointment tomorrow." So then we registered for today,
yeah.
And we did it. We did it today, and these bastards. I mean, it was very good. It was very efficient because there's not many people there. We just drove up, parking we were done within 10 minutes of arriving. But she went in the left nostril, and it was horrible. And I was like, oh, thank God that's finished, because it's the most uncomfortable. Well, it's not the most uncomfortable feeling, but it's a very uncomfortable feeling. It doesn't hurt. It's really uncomfortable. And then she went, okay, the right one now. I'm going, what do you mean the right one? She said, yeah, I have to do the right nostril as well. I'm going, fuck. So then she went down there and touched my brain. And that was it. And we get the results tomorrow.
Well, I'm glad that you flying out. And that's what all... Excuse me. Sorry for that. That was an accidental applause. No, I'm glad you guys got it done, but I'm thinking of the hypocrisy of this whole thing, right? So they're closing down the shops, they're closing down everything 9 o'clock, right? And for what reason, right? They're trying to they claim they're trying to prevent the spread of COVID. Well, at the same time, they're about to allow a plane of people. I mean, planes and planes of people. I mean, it's tons of people. Like Jakarta is completely empty right now.
Yeah,
tons of people getting on these planes, and you know where they're going. They're going right to Bali. They're going right to Lombok. They ain't gonna be doing no social distancing. They're gonna be doing all kind of partying, and then at the end of all of that debauchery, they're gonna be back on the plane. And guess where they coming? They coming back here. So my point is, like, they're trying to stop they're trying to do two things that don't coexist with each other, or the goals are totally asymmetrical. You understand what I'm saying? Like, they're trying to prevent the spread of COVID, while simultaneously trying to keep the airline industry and all kind of other industries afloat.
Yeah, well, because they're doing it with the PCR test. So as long as you get tested, like, okay, you don't have COVID. So okay, go to Bali. But then from doing the test and getting a negative result, you could catch it from whenever.
Of course.
And that's pretty much what happened in August with the guys that went on tour. But it's weird as well when you look at the planes. Like, so the planes go in there. Well, at least AirAsia, they've X'd out all the middle seats. So you sit A and C and D and F or whatever. So you have no one sat next to you. So you're supposed to have that social distancing. But on the way back, it's all fucking... Yo, take it. Sit on top of each other.
So my point is, like, they're trying to do two things that don't... I mean, the goals are asymmetrical. They're trying to stop the COVID. Well, let me rephrase that. They're trying to pretend like they're trying to care about COVID, right? Because the hospital numbers are getting overwhelming. While simultaneously, they still want your money, they still want you flying, they still want you doing all of that.
Of course.
To prop up the Bali industry, the Bali tourist industry, right? Because it'd be if that went under, that'd be devastating for millions and millions of people. So they're trying to prop up the Bali tourism industry, but at the same time trying to keep the numbers manageable in Jakarta in terms of the hospital. You think the numbers are not going to spike as soon as you get these plane loads of people coming back?
Of course they are. But then they've had these things where you only have to do the PCR test between certain dates. So I think it was the 18th of December till the 8th of January. So after that, COVID's taking a break. So you can calm down.
No, we taking a break. We not gonna care as much. How about that?
I just think they've ordered too many testing kits, and they're going, right. We need to get rid of these.
You know they hawking. Man, you know there's so much corrupt. Well, I was at an establishment the other night. They shall remain nameless. And the police come in. And they weren't taking no temperatures. They weren't doing any of that. They was just now, okay, you violated the rule. Red envelope. We need that envelope. We got to get that cash.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, they busted in with bloody machine guns and everything.
yeah, of course. Because I mean,
20
well,
of them.
you're definitely gonna give up the cash after that.
Yeah.
So yeah, man, this whole thing has been a shakedown operation, man. But you know, I feel for them because you know they got to get their nut too because I'm sure they're getting pressure from above. You know,
Yeah, those people aren't
everybody's
getting their
putting
bonuses,
pressure,
that's
right?
what
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? People putting pressure on everybody,
Yeah.
especially the bigwigs. So it's coming directly from the president, and he's like he already did one of these cabinet shakeups this week.
Did he?
Yeah, he's starting to reshuffle cabinet members and firing this person, and so you know what I'm saying? It's pressure coming directly from the top. And it's rolling downhill. And unfortunately, we get a little poo on us, you know what I mean? Because you know the rules, man. It rolls downhill.
It definitely does roll downhill fast.
Yeah, it's rolling down fast. But anyway.
So let me ask you, if they hit you up they said, okay, Corey, we're going to give you the vaccine, would you take it?
No, I'm going to be honest. I'm not taking it. Well, excuse me. Let me rephrase that because I don't want this to be misconstrued. Unless it is absolutely necessary for me to take it, which it probably will be because of the industry that I work in, they're probably going to mandate you get one of these vaccines. So it looks like I'm not going to have any choice. Even though through this whole time, I have not had any symptoms. I have not been sick, not once, not one day. So I would think that I've been, well, obviously because of the guys that I hang around and the places that I've been throughout this whole lockdown, I know I've been exposed more than one time on multiple occasions.
Yeah, definitely.
Definitely. So I had never been sick, never experienced any type of symptoms. I'm not saying I haven't ever had it. I'm probably certain that I probably had it. Like if I was to do one of those PCR tests, probably might show like the antibodies or something.
Right.
My point is, I haven't been sick, but at the same time, though, that because I haven't been sick doesn't necessarily mean that I'm in the clear. Like, because I still have obviously. You still can spread it, right? You're still contagious to a certain extent. So because of the job that I have, unfortunately, I'm going to have to take it probably. So
yeah, I would.
Yeah. I mean, if I had a choice, I wouldn't. But I heard they're going to attach all kind of – I heard that this is going to be predicated on you being able to travel as well. Like if you don't have a COVID vaccination, you won't be allowed in certain countries. So I mean, this obviously going to put those kind of strings on it as well. So just get ready for it, man. I mean, if you don't want to take it, unless you got your own island, you got Zuckerberg money. I don't think you're gonna have no choice, man.
Yeah, I'd take it. I'd just shoot me up with everything I had as a kid, all the vaccines I had. Just the only difference is with this is that. This one seems it's been rushed through. There's been no trials. There's been
absolutely.
No nothing.
Well, I was talking to a friend the other day, right? We were talking about AIDS, right? So AIDS has been around, I would say, for the past 20. Well, excuse me. I've been old.
30 odd years.
Yeah, 40.
40 years, yeah.
40 years, right? We've had to live with AIDS, and obviously they had the big scare in the 80s. Then it kind of went away, and now people don't really talk about AIDS as much. But it's still prevalent, right? People still catching AIDS, especially in Africa. Places with a lot of brown people, the white people or the Chinese people want to take the land. Anyway, I don't want to go into that. AIDS still, you know, we still doing telethons for AIDS.
Yeah.
We still raising money and campaigning for AIDS and HIV awareness week and month and all of that. But COVID, man, we got that done pretty quick.
Yeah.
And I think, and this is the
because
guys
I think
honest
the
truth.
difference is like obviously with AIDS and stuff, like you have to do something to get AIDS. Whereas with
Not
this,
only
sort of
that.
just, achoo.
Absolutely. Not only that. All right, so let's just talk about the elephant in the room. The reason was, well, in my personal opinion, the reason was because this disease was non-discriminate. This virus was non-discriminate, and it was airborne. So there's a good chance it wasn't something that you could say that only poor people could get it, only black people could get it. You know what I mean? Only gay people can get it. It wasn't that kind of disease. This one was spreading indiscriminately, and everybody was at risk. Some people more at risk than others, but it looked like it was an equal opportunity killer.
It's a PC killer.
What's a PC killer? I don't know what you mean.
It's politically correct. It's not.
No, it's
not
it's getting everybody.
It's getting everyone.
Yeah, because even like Cuomo. I mean, Cuomo is one of these guys on CNN, and his brother, who was the governor of New York, he got it. The president got it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And the president actually went down. Well, my president, I could call him the president. Hold on.
And you know what? We're winning.
Not actually, but you know what? Even some of winning to a certain degree. Winning to a certain degree. So the president got it. You know, he actually started feeling weak, man. They rushed him to the hospital and gave him like all kind of cocktails and steroids to prop him back up. My point was, so if you didn't have that level of medical care that you were getting, there was a good chance that this COVID might take you out. And it wasn't just old people. It was some young people. There was a young kid who was playing basketball for the University of Florida. He was going up for a slam dunk, did the slam dunk, and walked back and then fell on his face.
Really?
Flat on his face, lost consciousness, and then but he had tested positive for COVID.
Oh.
So they believed that COVID was the reason that he had it caused some type of malfunction or blood disease in his heart.
Right.
Then the kid ended up like literally falling into a coma on the basketball court.
Wow.
Imagine that. You going up for a slam dunk. Next thing you know, your face is slamming in the.
Fuck.
That's not fun. That is absolutely not funny. I can't think of something worse to watch.
No.
Then you seeing a young kid, these 19-year-old, these racehorses, these are the best of the best athletes.
Yeah.
They're running up and down the court. It ain't my old ass out there. You know what I mean? You see me huffing and puffing, like, yeah, it looks about right. Mm-hmm. This guy is young and healthy. Fell out, man. Fell into a coma. Just almost died during the game. So I mean, back to your point though. This is the reason for the urgency. Because it wasn't it wasn't a disease that you could relegate to those people. It wasn't a disease that was just only, certain segment of the population getting it. It was like you said, equal opportunity infector and affector. So yeah, I mean, I'm happy that it's happening, but it only makes me think of what could be in terms of if they really wanted to get something for the AIDS or malaria, tuberculosis. People still got. I mean, these are diseases of poverty, honestly.
Yeah, but tuberculosis we get vaccines for, don't we?
We do, but some people don't.
Yeah,
it depends on which country you're at. You know what I'm saying? But
I wonder what the anti-vaxxers society does. They shouldn't be allowed to have the vaccine.
Well, you can't have them, right? You can't have them in a population because it's kind of like these people on this airplane, right? You got everybody quarantining and social distancing, but once they come back into the population, then everybody's at risk again.
Yeah. I find it hilarious when you'll go to somewhere, you'll be in like a small crowd of people. You can't shake hands or anything, but you'll be talking straight to their face with no mask on. It's like,
yeah, man. I mean, it's getting ridiculous. I think people just becoming sensitive to it, right? We've been living with this, for like 9 months? Kind of like with the AIDS. Remember when AIDS first, well, you don't remember when AIDS first came out. When the AIDS first came out, people didn't want to touch nobody with AIDS. Like if they heard
there was
you
that
had
kid,
AIDS.
Ryan
Who?
There was a white kid that got AIDS from a blood transfusion.
I don't remember him. But.
And it was a big story in America. But he was white, so you probably didn't read it. So he spat out your beer. He got AIDS from a blood transfusion from a blood donor, and he basically got shunned out of school. Parents wouldn't let their kids go to school with him. Poor bastard. I forget what is his name.
But that was the because you didn't know about the AIDS back then. You didn't know about
Ryan White, his name. The
ways that AIDS could be transferred. But people were really afraid, man. Like, they didn't want to touch people. Well, I think that movie Philadelphia was a good replication of like the environment at the time. Remember, like when Denzel goes to shake Tom Hanks' hand, he says, "I have AIDS." He starts wiping his hands off, and you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that was that sentiment of people being uncertain. That you not knowing. So I'm glad they got COVID out the way, but
I saw something, or I listened to something where they were talking about how pandemics throughout history have basically run their course after about 18 months. The Spanish flu was 18 months, and then it kind of like
went away.
Or people, I guess was it herd immunity? What was it? I mean, we're just bro-sciencing it now, but of all the pandemics, they roughly last about 18 months. So we're only 9 months in, so we're halfway.
No, I think what was that? You said the Spanish flu, right?
1918.
Flu, I think they were. well, early medicine was on the cusp, and I think they developed like a stronger antibiotic or something like that.
Right.
I'm not 100% certain. We definitely no fact checking on this show, but I think it was a development after the 18 months. It was a development of a new anti. What do you call that? What you call them things? What you call them? Antibiotics. Antibiotics. Yeah.
Pandemic's lifespan about 18 months. Public health expert predicts. Ashish Jha.
Hashish, do we need to be taking any
He's Dean of the
advice?
Brown. He's
Dean of the Brown.
Dean of the Brown. Let me finish. Of the Brown University School of Public Health.
Of course he is. Mr. Hashish.
Yeah. So he says his prediction of an age pandemic emerges as his work co-leading an international panel, blah, blah, blah. It became clear that a big pandemic was coming, so in 2015 he created a course, blah, 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 blah. Everyone said no. But yeah, it basically says that they last about
18 months.
18 months.
Mm-hmm. And then they kind of just recede and go back into the ground. And
which everyone gets immune to it.
Well, it takes that.
Herd immunity. But that's pro-science again, so people are going to be fact-checking us.
Yeah, fact check. We don't check no stats. No. We ain't got no producers on it. Well, I am the super producer. I am the sole super producer on this show. No, I'm just glad. Man, forget that. Let's get this. Well, unfortunately, we can't even get this behind us because from what I understand, it's about to mutate. Well, it has mutated, right? So
yeah, there's a big
mutation in
Britain.
Come on, we already talked about the one about the mink coats. Hey, holla at me. Can I get my jacket now, Denmark? Can we get Denmark to sponsor this show? So anyway, I didn't even get to talk about my Boxing Day.
What did you do?
Well, I was
you
where I was at.
With me.
But it was, gosh.
What was bad?
It was one of them days, man. It was one of those days that as a performer or somebody you don't want to see. It's like anything that can go wrong does go wrong.
Really?
Yeah, man. It all went wrong yesterday.
What happened?
Not only did I started off the day with computer malfunctions.
Uh-oh.
Right? My software was acting up, so it took me extra long had to uninstall, reinstall, that kind of stuff, right? So got that cool. Got that all settled out. Then the next thing, right? You got cables and I got my equipment set up just perfectly. One reason why I wanted to be off in the corner is that I don't want nobody coming by, well, not only harassing me, didn't help, but kicking over my cables.
Right.
Kicking my cables out the system, kicking the cables out my computer. Couldn't stop that. Somebody came and booted the cable out, so then so the sound goes off and everybody's looking at me crazy. So it's and then the last one, to top it all off, the birthday boy does a kung fu ninja nunchuck move with his he's got, what do you call them? What do you call them things? Crutches. I don't know what he was singing a song, wasn't he?
Yeah,
he was singing a song. He was singing something. I can't remember what he was. I think it was Killing the Name Of. That's what it was. So he's singing this song, and I'm playing it. I'm actually playing it from my laptop. I'm playing the song from, we had the karaoke version of Killing the Name Of on YouTube. So we found that. And he's singing, he's going, and he's getting into it, right?
He does get into it when he sings.
And then he slings he takes one of the crutches. It does I don't know what he was doing, but anyway, the crutch flipped back, knocked my computer, not only knocked it over, but not knocked it off the table, but knocked it over, cut off the power and the whole thing. And I'm thinking, everything that has, and did go wrong yesterday, man. And it was just, for me, it was a disaster in terms of that part of it, the performance aspect. But it was fun, man. And obviously hanging out with the guys, and watching that video montage that they put together.
Yeah, those videos are amazing. But
I just realized that how many of these guys are not here anymore. How many we started with, first and foremost.
Yeah.
We started with 100. Well, we had 150 guys at one point. I remember doing the Centurion. We had 75 guys at that.
No, we never had. We
did.
No, we never.
Yes, we did.
No.
Okay, maybe my memory is a bit foggy.
Definitely never had that much, but we've
had numbers.
There was more. There was a lot more people living here in the club, but just not coming to events.
I remember being at one event that we probably had about 100 people at that one.
Maybe. I don't know.
Definitely did. So anyway, my point is that so now you see like through the video montage how many people have gone, and then I start thinking about some people have died actually, and our numbers are kind of dwindling in terms of our JGC. So we definitely need to be on the recruiting for 2021.
Yeah, we got a few coming in.
We got a few prospects. They got to earn their stripes though, man. They're going to have to come.
August is going to get.
They're going to have to come and shave your back. You know what I'm saying?
August is coming in.
They're gonna have to shave your back. They're gonna have to. They're gonna have to cut my toenails. They're gonna have to do something to earn these stripes. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, numbers are dwindling, unfortunately. But I'm still happy.
Moving away. Some of the videos are
great.
great.
I know that. No, I'm not saying that they weren't great. I'm talking about just putting it in perspective of how many guys are not here, and then how many guys are not here because they dead, and then to be one of the people that are still here. I felt blessed, man. I felt blessed because, yeah, it just not just this year, but gosh, these past 10 years, it's gone by pretty quickly. But you spend so much time with these folks, you don't realize, man, that this is my family.
Yeah, there's a lot of guys that I spent a lot of time with that I kind of like, I didn't appreciate at the time. And now they've been gone for years, and it's like, fuck.
Yeah, you guys are my family, man. I haven't been with my actual family in like 10 years. So this is an extension of my family. But for me in Jakarta, this is it. Like, these are the people that I'd call if I was throwing a party, I'd invite everyone that I knew. It'd be you. And other people. And some people, I'm going to ask you to lose my number before you come. No, anyway, I'm joking. But yeah, you guys are it, man. So, for 2021, I'm going to be more active as a member. That's we're doing New Year. Sorry about that. Sorry for the segment, for the bad segue.
We always do this.
Yes. 2021, New Year's resolutions. I usually don't say, I just do. But for the sake of this show and entertainment, we got to say something. 2021, what you going to resolve? What do you plan to resolve?
Me? I'm still sticking with my...
No, the other Giles that I'm supposed to be recording the show with.
I don't know. I've been wanting to actually give up booze for a while. Like, give it up. Just not like a couple here and there, but just give it up. Like, the last time I did it, I lost a shitload of weight. I was looking great.
Feeling great.
I'm getting tired of these hangovers, man. Like...
Well, you keep drinking that cheapness.
That's part
of the problem, man.
Well, hopefully in 2021 work will be picking up. We just had some good news come in.
That's right.
I'll tell you off air.
Off air conversations.
Hopefully that would mean better opportunities and more chance for me to get that money, get that commission, because that's basically where most of my salary comes from.
Well, I'm going to tell you this, and I'm not fronting at all. I'm not fronting at all. In terms of you doing like B2B sales, right? Kind of stuff like that.
B2C,
B2B, all that stuff. ATM, BBC.
ATM.
I don't know nothing about none of that stuff. Actually, anyway. My point was going to be, is that when you are the product, you are what you're selling. You're not selling whatever you hawking. It's you that people are buying, right? So the better you can present yourself, not just in terms of your knowledge of your product knowledge, but how you look.
Yeah.
So if you're in that kind of business, man, it's never going to hurt you to always look your best. And absolutely, not just from a wardrobe perspective, but a health perspective. All of that stuff makes a difference, man.
Yeah, so I'm thinking of it like maybe if I just start earning more money, then I just drink nicer drinks. But waking up this last few months, especially, just the hangovers have been awful. Just I don't know. Maybe I'm getting old. Well, I am getting old. But yeah, just working on that. Just working on something like.
Yeah, I think more importantly, and I've been there and I'm still there with you, is that you get tired of the roller coaster, right? The drink roller coaster or the roller coaster. It's all right. We get fired up for a big event, and then Then I'm woozy. I'm hating life for 2 or 3 days after that. I can't, I'm drinking water or I'm eating soup out of, you know what I mean? Eating cup of noodles or whatever the case is to try to rebound. Then I'm feeling good again. You might go to the gym, and then you go out again, meet with the fellas, and then it's that roller coaster, right?
Yeah. And I don't want it to be like how, like, a long time ago, it was like living for the weekend. You work Monday to Friday, then you just blow up on the weekend. There's no good for that. And I know I'll get a lot of comments like, "Oh, you pussy, why aren't you drinking? Have a beer. Beer won't hurt you." But that's what got me in. Last time, I was still going out. I didn't drink for like 9 months.
I remember that.
And I was going and I was buying water or iced tea, like unsweetened tea. I'm drinking, still having a good time, not getting drunk. And I wake up in the morning, pack my bag, go to the gym, and I felt great. And then it was that one thing where, you have a beer. And then I had that taste, and then I was like, this is taste.
I was talking to Big James about that the other, because he said that he told me that he went. He said it was a pack of you guys. Pack of the JDC members that had made an agreement to stop smoking for a whole year.
Yeah.
And then everybody did it, right?
Yeah.
And then, but me personally, I'm thinking like as a person who has tried to quit, like if you went a whole year, I would never go back. Because it's like, you get that feeling and that taste like, God, I hate this smoking, man. This is, but then, you get with the fellas and you're hanging out and you don't think about the things you hate about it.
I think they all started smoking on the same night again.
That didn't make no sense. It's like, yo, if you
did it for a year.
Did it for a year. I'm done. I don't want no more of that because I don't want to even go back to that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because I'm trying to get a month.
Well, because it's
you get that month then.
With smoking, you're never again a non-smoker. You're always you're just someone who's given up. Like,
but at the
one
same
cigarette
time,
in your back.
At the same time, let me say this. Nobody looks at a non-smoker like there's not a negative connotation to being a non-smoker. Only positive, right?
You don't smoke cigarettes?
That's you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
There's nothing negative about being a non-smoker. Like drinking, sometimes it can affect your relationships with people.
Definitely.
You know what I mean? It absolutely can.
I've had some terrible run-ins because of me being drunk.
But nobody's gonna say nothing bad to you if you don't smoke cigarettes, man. It's like one of the worst habits, and people who do it honestly feel guilty about it. Especially like if you're in company with people who don't smoke, and then you're like, oh, excuse me, and then you walking off in the corner, you're feeling bad, right?
It's one of the weirdest things, like alcohol and smoking more so. We know the health risks. We know exactly what could happen, probably will happen to majority of them, but yet they still do it.
Because why? Because you've gotten socialized, right?
Yeah.
Well, I won't say it's habitual. The part that's habitual is the social part.
Yeah.
The drinking, the hanging out with the fellas, the having the beers, and then you want to sneak off for a smoke, right?
So I used to smoke. Remember when we used to blast off?
Man, anyway, we won't talk about what we used to do together. That'd be a whole nother episode.
Playing poker and smoking, and we'll go and when we're at high scope together. But I remember, like, it was only 2 years, and what happened? Oh God, that's like your mask. It's got fucking burn holes in it. Blimp hole.
That's crazy.
Got to get the COVIDs in.
Anyway, so my protective mask I'm supposed to be wearing to stop COVID has 2 cigarette burns on them. So I guess I won't be stopping at COVID after all.
Yeah.
Anyway,
so you're quitting smoking. So you're 2 days in.
Yeah. So
that's great.
I'm quitting.
So when I quit, what I was going to say was like the worst one was when I knew I quit and going to the pub and having a beer, because it's beer, cigarette. It's like coffee in the morning and a cigarette. It's like that thing. It goes hand in hand. When you're a smoker, you have a beer, you have a cigarette. And so my first time going to the pub, and like in Indonesia, there's no smoking ban, so that people smoke inside.
Well, they're actually starting to get a bit more aware about, like, okay, they will have non-smoking areas.
Yeah.
In a particular bar.
So I thought that would be the hardest challenge when I order that beer and I see everyone smoking. And it's tough here as well because it's like $2 a pack.
Well, now they're about to go up. Thank you for bringing that up.
Oh, really?
So yeah, if I'm not
They
mistaken,
tried it once and there was riots.
I'm probably sure they are. I mean, people got to have their cigarettes and their coffee. Well, the tax is going up. It's kind of like an expatriate tax, or I would say a middle class tax.
Okay.
It's going up on the Marlboros, like the branded cigarettes, like the Camels and the.
Oh, so that outside of.
I think outside of Indonesian brands are going to be taxed. I think they're going to go up. If I'm not mistaken, I heard something about the price going up to $41,000 per pack for like a Marlboro.
What's that? So $3 maybe.
Well, that might pump people's brakes though a little bit. It's not Singapore. It's not Singapore tax.
No.
But it's definitely, it's a lot because you're talking about people who don't. Some people don't have a lot of disposable income.
So then they don't have a lot of disposable income, but yet they still definitely buy a packet of cigarettes a day. They have to have their cigarettes.
Yeah, but I mean, when you're looking at it like that, people don't think about it. Like buying a pack of cigarettes is like adding up, right? You don't think about the cost of that per day or per week, however much money you're throwing away. However, I think the government has a target. I think, if I'm not mistaken, they said the number of smokers in the country is around 14 or 15% of the entire population. They want to cut that down to like 8.
Really? I think it's got to be more than that. Indonesia is the only country which smoking is on the increase.
I'm telling you, well, that's the goal, right? They're trying to bring the numbers down. I want to say it's something like, might be higher than the 20 or 25% of the population, but they're trying to bring it down to something like 13,
right?
10.
That'd be good.
Yeah, so the government is imposing this tax as a public health measure in a way.
Yeah.
So who knows if it's successful or not? But I think there'll definitely be some rumblings.
Definitely
on the ground. Yeah, man, definitely be some rumblings on the ground about these. Well, I mean, it's a tax on the poor people, right? Because it's poor people who can't afford it.
Yeah.
So, that's going to be. Well, they're going to be writing that into their contract. So when I don't want to talk about that right now. But
come on.
Nah.
Save it for the next episode.
We'll save it for the next one. We'll save it for 2021. All right, so we're going to take a quick break. You know how we do it. We'll be right back with more Black and the Brit, and we're going to come back with our final segment of the year. Final check this out of the year. All right, we'll be back. All right, last segment of 2021, man.
Just had to press record as I burped. Yeah, check this out.
Should I go first? Out. Please do.
All right, my check this out is a Netflix series from England, and it's called White Gold. Do you know anything about it?
Mm-mm.
No? Sorry, you're taking a sip. So it's basically set in the 80s. Well, it is set in the 80s, and it's all about white gold, which was the dawn of double glazing.
Okay.
No, double glazed windows. So double glazing, like conservatories, door-to-door salesmen selling these double glazing stuff. So like they would sell windows, conservatories, all sorts of things, and it's just great comedy. It's really funny. It's these salesmen, just cocky, arrogant, fucking Londoners, and it's really funny. There's 2 seasons. I just watched the last episode of the second season, and they've got some London they've got a London gangster in there. And it's great. It's gold, as I would say. So it's called. It's got 2 of the guys from the Inbetweeners. You ever watch the Inbetweeners?
No, I haven't.
So it's got Jay and Simon, who's in the characters from Inbetweeners.
You know who would appreciate that? August.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's really good.
Well, he's in the window business, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I know he's definitely in the window business. He's in a lot of things. Yeah. Well, anyway.
So yeah, White Gold.
White Gold. Check that out.
It's
all right.
Sitcom.
All right, cool.
Yeah.
Well, that's short for situational comedy. If
Essex.
You didn't know.
Oh, it was in Essex. UPVC window salesman in the mid-1980s, Corrington, Essex.
Okay. All right, so check that out, White Gold. For me, check this out. Man, I've been on YouTube nonstop. WPT is World Poker Tour, excuse me. They have a YouTube channel where they stream shows they live stream shows that have been played for the past 20 years like on television and all these tournaments that they've been having around the world. I watched the European Poker League tournament.
Right.
I watched the one in Vegas. I watched the one in the Bay 101 tour. And I've just been watching. I've been literally falling asleep to them. Wake up, stop it, pause it, and watch it the next day when it's time to go to bed again. So the World Poker Tournament on YouTube, they have a live stream channel, WPT, and it's just nothing but live stream poker tournaments. If you enjoy that kind of stuff, I am getting in. I'm knee deep in poker.
Really?
Yeah, absolutely, man. I was doing real good until this afternoon. I had 3 bad beats this afternoon. I got to rant real quick, though. I got to rant real quick.
Okay.
I had 3 bad beats. So I went in earlier. So earlier, okay, I took a bad beat, right? I had the straight. Somebody had a full house on me. But he got his full house on the river.
Right.
Actually, I got my straight on the river, too. So it worked out that. But it was a garbage hand. See, had I been doing what I was supposed to be doing at the beginning, all pre-flop, he wouldn't have been able to do what he did to me.
That's it.
He stays in his hand with a 9-3, right? If you're doing what you're supposed to do, here's the rule of thumb. So if you feel like you got a decent hand, which I did, actually I didn't either. I had a 2 and a 4. So I shouldn't have been in the hand either because this is a garbage hand.
Definitely.
But if you got something good, if you feel like you got something good, you're supposed to raise the blind. What do you call it? You're supposed to up the minimum bet. So if the minimum bet is 200, you're supposed to go 4 or 6 to really get people out of the hand who don't have strong hands.
Yeah.
Or unless they just got if they just super chip stack, then they might be just playing anything at that point. Just trying to get lucky. But I didn't raise the blind. I didn't raise the bet. And I limped in with my little 2 and my 4. And when it comes out the flop is 9-9 ace, right? So I'm thinking ace 2-4, and then I get a 5 on the turn, and then a 3 comes out in the river. But he's got his 2 9s,
right?
And his whole cards are 9 and 3. I don't know if this is kind of like sports talk. Anyway, so his whole cards are 9 and 3. But I'm looking at my flush, and I'm blinded by the flush. So he called all in, and I called, hurried up. Straight away. Boom.
Give me my money.
Man, you know how sad I was looking.
All alone in your apartment, like, motherfucker.
I wanted to cry. It's like, it felt so bad, too. Oh, it felt bad. Yeah, anyway. So I've been watching the World Poker Tournament. People have been taking worse bets than me for way larger stakes than I'm playing for, right?
Yeah, definitely.
So it's fun though, but it's fun to watch the people go through it. You see the pros, how they handle this stuff.
Yeah,
and you're learning like insides because you're able to see it from a
Dan Negreanu or whatever his name is.
Yeah, he's the richest. Daniel Negreanu is the richest poker player in the world, and Phil Ivey. But I've seen them go head up together, right? So anyway, I'm saying that. When you're watching it from an observer's perspective, you see in the mental chess going on, right? Yeah. You're observing it. Like one guy, he did a raise, right? But when he raised, his hand was kind of shaking. So the guy knew that he was holding something big because he got nervous about you know what I mean? About placing his bet. So he knew to back off.
Yeah. It's
all kind of like little weird nuances, man, that unless you play poker live, you'll never be able to really appreciate.
You notice it as well as because the players they'll get like say it's the river, the guys bet something, and the other guy.
Sometimes they could be just bluffing.
Yeah, but they're going through the motions, going fuck. What do you have? You see him going ticking through, and they're talking, blah blah blah. But then it gives them so much. But sometimes they just pay the bet just to see what he has because. Mm-hmm. If he calls the bet, he has to show his hand in order to win.
Right.
So then he can go, now I know what you did when you did it. So next time, if you do that again, it's locked in.
But usually, if somebody is bluffing if they're bluffing on a river like that, they'll usually try to make the bet huge, so
to
nobody
scare off. Yeah, but if you just bet a small, like 3
That's
times
it, right?
the blind, 4 times the blind, because a lot of times with tournament poker, I stopped playing that poker with you guys.
I know that.
But it's not always about going all in to try and scare people if you have a great hand. It's about trying to accumulate as many chips as you can because you get to a certain point where those chips go down real quick. But I watched a video that was one of the world's worst beats in poker. So it was $1 million buy-in. There was 9 people, so the maximum, so winner takes all, $9 million. The first hand, or within the first couple of hands, this guy gets ace, another guy gets ace. Raise, all in. They go all in. They both went all in. They throw over their aces. They're laughing, going, "Oh, we're going to split it." So this one guy, he's got like the ace of hearts and the club, whatever, and then it goes heart.
Oh.
Then it goes like spade, and then the river's a heart, and he just gets a flush, like a fluky flush. And this guy's just paid $1 million to sit in for like 15 minutes, and he's just gone. He's like, "I'm sorry, dude," and he just had to get up and leave.
What you mean I'm sorry? I'm happy. Get up and get out.
Yeah.
Give me all your chips. You know what? That's one of my pet peeves about poker. You're not sorry. I'm not sorry.
Yeah.
I don't ever say I'm sorry because.
Well, no, I'm sorry if it was like that, because I never played, because I'm not playing to go, "I'm going to get a flush." I just got lucky on a flush, so that should be sorry.
We're all playing.
That's like when you fluke a shot in poker, a fluke a shot in pool, and it goes in. You never played for that pocket, but it bounces around and goes in a different pocket. You're sorry for that. You never played for a flush. You got pocket aces. You're thinking, "I'm going to get."
Nah. Okay. Let's say I'll say the only time I agree with you, you should say sorry if you're playing poker. Let's say you go in with a BS hand like 2-7, right? Mm-hmm. And then you flop a full house. You didn't mean to do that because you know that's the worst hand in poker, and you know the odds of you making anything out of that are pretty slim.
Yeah.
So if you get something like a full house out of a pair of garbage cards, then yo, man, I'm sorry, I was just BSing, right? I was just.
Yeah, but also, like, being pocket aces against pocket aces, the only way you can lose is a flush. It's the only way you can, the one hand you can lose, and the odds of getting 4 of the same suit in 5 cards.
That's not true. You could lose to a 4. You could lose to 4 of a kind, right?
No, because I've got pocket aces. You've got pocket aces. There's no more aces left.
Oh right.
So the only way.
Oh, it's a flush. So I got you now.
The only way he could lose is a flush, and a flush came out on the board.
Oh, because usually it would just be split pot, right?
Yeah, it would just be a split pot. It
oh,
wouldn't
that's
matter.
got now that yeah.
So
I might
$1 million.
have to say I'm sorry, man.
Yeah.
I might have to be sorry for that one. But actually, nah, I'm
I
not
won't
sorry.
be sorry that long. I'll be like, "Oh, wait, is he gone? Woo!
Yeah, buddy. Anyway,
Oh shit! Sorry, Tony is still here. All right.
Anyway, yeah, I'm not gonna play because the luck is on. It's either on your side or my side. That's the bottom line. It is. I mean, it really is a coin flip. So who gets lucky? It's arbitrary because sometimes I get lucky, sometimes you get lucky.
Yeah, but there's also statistics into it and chat.
Yeah, but if it's something, all right,
probability.
statistically and probability wise, like I told you about the hands today, I had 2 10s. I had pocket 10s, pocket jacks, got pocket queens. Now, statistically, I should have won one of those times, right?
Yeah.
I lost all 3 of them, and I pushed all in on. It wasn't like it because I made a couple bad bets. Got low stacked, right? So then you get you get a pair of pocket 10, you get pocket 10s. Yo, this time to push all in, man. I only got 2,000 chips left, whatever. So I push in each one of the times I push. Pocket 10s, pocket queens, pocket jacks. I lost all 3 of them.
Really?
What's the probability of that?
Yeah,
I'm losing all 3.
Yeah, that's not.
It just ain't my day, right?
It's not your
This
day.
ain't my day. That's what it is. Hey, man, I hate to bore you guys with our ramblings. Yo, it's been an interesting year. Stick with us. We're going to try to, no, not going to try. We are going to continue to grow the show. Want you guys to grow with us. Follow us on our journey. Follow us on Twitter. Follow us on Instagram. Follow us everywhere, man. Follow us on Facebook. Don't follow us from the toilet, boy, because it's going to be all kind of badness going on. Have a happy new year. This is the last show of the year. We'll see you guys in 2021. Giles, what you got to say?
Yeah, have a great new year.
Sorry.
You muted me. Have a great new year. Don't do anything too stupid like Corey says. Keep safe. Keep that mask on.
Wash your hands.
And
wash your buttocks crackers. wash and wear your maskuses. Yo. And tune in. And don't forget to share, like, and subscribe. Thank you, guys. It's been a great year. Merry Christmas. Happy New Year to all of you around the world. See you next year.
Alpha males are back. Boy, back. And the alpha males are back.
Just as delicious as you can imagine.
The alpha males are back.
Just want to degrade the white man.